Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and today I'm doing a comparison video for the Great Western Trail, the first edition, and the newly released second edition. This is actually, I believe, the first comparison video that I've done, and because I absolutely love this game, I figured I could show what changes that they've done for the second edition and compare it to what what you get in the first edition. But to my knowledge, this is still relatively the same game. But I think they took aspects of like the expansion that Great Western Trail did, the railways to the north, and incorporated some of that in here. But don't quote me 100%. But let's take a look at basically the major differences. This is kind of an unboxing, I guess. But so let's see. If you want to see how it's played, you can definitely go check out my run-through for this version, the Great Western Trail, and it should roughly give you an idea of exactly how it plays on the table and what we think of it if you watch the discussion. So, at first glance, you can immediately see a huge art shift between the two. This one very much looks, it's just very gray. There's just a lot, I don't know why they went this route with the gray box, but you can also see that Stronghold doesn't seem to actually have any presence on this one as they did on the first edition. It's still Eggertspiel, but you also see the new logo, which I actually much prefer that. It has like the Firefox kind of art. I like that. But as for the overall tone and art of the game, this is just, subjectively of course, but in my opinion, vastly superior to this. This is bad. This art on the box, it looks like an old PS2 graphics or an old computer game. I don't get why it looks like this. But this definitely gives you that cinematic feel, the vibrant colors of what Great Western Trail is going for. I even like the font change than this blocky, just whatever. This is just better in every way. So now let's go ahead and take a look at some. I'm going to slide this over to make it a little bit easier. So let's take a look at some other major differences here. Let's open this up. Oh, cool, my rulebook is totally bent. Well, and in the first edition, my rulebook's not bent, so that's nice. Let's see. Well, that's just Plan B games. That's actually like it's like severely bent. It was like tucked in here since whatever. Oh, man, I have to like weirdly bend it back and just... Okay, well. So, with the rulebook... for the first edition, this is kind of what you were looking for. It was, this game is not easy to learn, especially from the rules. This one, however, was color-coded, but as you can see, that's a very busy rulebook. It is short, it's 15 pages, but which is, a great thing that it's only 15 pages, but it is a lot of text, a lot of pictures. And this game does have some depth, but it is color-coded to show you the different phases. So that's the rulebook to the base. Now let me try and open this without tearing it, because it is bent. Let's see. So they do kind of have a similar feel to it. Like there's the board game setup. It looks a little cleaner. Like it's not... it's all the same, really the same color, but it is broken up into the different phases. Yeah, the phase A, B, and C, just kind of what you do on your turn. But it isn't, the whole thing's not color-coded like it was. And I'd have to, of course, read through this to see exactly if they made any rules, like changes. But at a first glance, it does look the same. Man, that is just really annoying. I don't like that. I wonder if I can reach out to them and be like, hey, can I get a new rulebook? Let's see. Well, in the second edition, which I don't believe is in the first one, I don't think it is, and I don't know if it's in the expansion either. I highly doubt it. In the second edition, you do get a solo mode. So whether you're exploring the game or testing your skills, traveling the trails of the West alone represents a major challenge. So that's fascinating. Yeah, you play against Old Sam, That's nice. I might actually play this on the channel to showcase everything else on this and kind of see if there's any official changes. But yeah, second edition, you get a solo mode. The second edition also, this is a nice change of pace, comes with an appendix. Now this, I mean, it's paper, like it's fine. It feels kind of thin. Like I'd much prefer these to be actual, you know, either cardstock or cardboard that you hand out to each player, but it's fine. It's whatever. Like, so in appendix, find each of the 7 neutral buildings and 12 privates and all your actions. So all the different auxiliary actions. Once again, I feel like these always need to be for every single person. Otherwise, it just slows the game down. But since everyone has the same buildings, they might have just tried to save cost in whatever way. But yeah, private A buildings. Over here, private B. At least you have one. In the first edition, you didn't. It was in the rule book, of course, but still. Okay. Yeah, now let's look at some of the... Yeah, let's look at the tiles. So this is gonna be interesting, I think. I'm not gonna show everything here. Oh, interesting. Yeah, let's take a good old gander here. So let's look at the tokens in terms of, I mean, the coins are fine, but what I do want to show you is what the different characters look like. So you have that. Then you have the conductor, you have the worker, and then you have the cowboy. Let's see. I'll zoom in real close on this one. So, let's see. Right. Oh yeah, I'll have to zoom in a little bit more, but that's fine. So here are the first edition tiles. So right here you have the cowboy, you have the cowboy, conductor, and then the engineer or the builder is what it was. So this one, they definitely went for a lot more representation, which is good because I mean, basically you just have, you know, 3 white dudes that are they're there, and that's all that is in here. And I much prefer the artwork in this a lot better. So here's what we got here. We have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have the cowboy here. This is second edition, so it's blue. Still relatively similar, but they went with a more artistic feel, the same art that's on the cover. This looks like a painting, and I actually have personal experience with Midwest, Kansas City art styles because, fun fact, my mom used to date the person she was dating, her dad was a famous artist in the Midwest. So I got to see all this kind of art, and this looks very close to what would be represented in there. So with that, I think it's still, nope, they're not matching colors here, so there's a blue background. This one, if I'm guessing, is the conductor. If I'm just going off pure, well, nope, I think I'm going to go, it's their hats. That's what it is. So here we have the conductor. So obviously, once again, radically different change. In fact, this guy's actually smiling. This is really cool. And obviously, all the tokens are the same they were for here. But once again, showing representation for people of color. Like you have, instead of the white, that never looked like a conductor to me anyway. But here we go. There's that, which is really cool. And then for the builder, there is more representation. You have a female builder, which definitely, it's the hats that are at least telling me that that's what the roles are. So this is awesome. The art is fantastic, very much like this version instead. So that is what the workers look like. Then we have, are these, it looks like, unless they're somewhere else, nope, I don't think so. So, I think they actually changed. They did change it because it has to be based off of the hands. Yeah, we have. Okay, cool. So the hazards still look relatively the same. They're fine. They're still the hands, but they did change something else about this game, which is, I think, a good shift on their part. This really, I don't know if it necessarily. I never heard anyone saying it rubbed anyone the wrong way, but in the instance that it did, which I mean, chances are it probably did, in the first edition. So let's wipe those away. In the first edition, you had teepees for the Indians or the Native Americans. You had two of those. So you had the black hand and then the green hand to represent that these were a hazard. Now, thematically appropriate at the time this was probably happening, that was an instance, but of course this is one of the things that absolutely needed to change, because I remember I played this game very recently, not second edition but first, and as we were explaining, because you can take these tokens off and gain money or lose money, I had to explain, by the way, this is trading with them, you're not attacking them. Like in the rules, you are trading with Native Americans. However, still a good change here, because now they have now changed it to bandits. So still the same hand color, but now they just are represented by outlaws and bandits that you can either work with or trade with. I'm guessing these are the different changes, because I do not see any teepees on these punch outs. So that is most likely what they replaced. Once again, even though, it's in the rulebook and it does say trading with them, it's probably just best because dealing with outlaws or whatever is probably just a little easier. So that is that. So once again, good updated changes. But let's look at the buildings, because I'm going to show it's probably the same with the building art. Or not the building art, with the icons, but I definitely want to just showcase the art change, and if there is any icon change between the two. And so we'll just I already have it all zoomed in, so let's go ahead and show them building by building. Alright, we have number 1. Nope, they are different already. No, I'm looking at, that's 2A. I need 1A for the original. There we go, 1A. Alright, so here we are. Here is the original for 1A, that is first edition. I never actually minded these. It was, this was the more realistic art, I thought, that was in the first edition. But then now we have, and the cardboard is a little bit different. This is like a sleeker feel to it, and this one has a more grainy feel, but here is the update for the second edition. This was good. I do think this is better. That has a very realistic feel to it, and the iconography is the same. They did change the hands, apparently, the hands and the hand color, maybe to be a little bit more colorblind friendly. If they're making all these other changes, I would assume that was the case. This green might have been harder to see versus this kind of bluish green feel. They went with a more realistic tree look instead, and because that was always, now that I look at it, this is all janky, weird art that first edition had that I never noticed before. That's wild. So yeah, very much like the art on the second one. So that's that. Then we have number 2. This is the cattle post. What was the first one? The first one actually had the name of it. That one actually says outpost on it. The second edition doesn't. Granted, that still looks really good, but I would have liked to actually see the name on it, let you know a little bit about what it is. But anyway, here's the art for the second tile, and then here's the second tile for the second edition. It looks to be the same building, at least what they're going for. However, at a different angle. Oh, actually, I think these are all at the same angle. But that's the second one. Then we have the third one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm just showing the 2A side. But yeah, here we go. Here's the, once again, first, and then we have second edition, like so. This one you can actually see the name of, like the Jack's grocery store. And this is a good instance to show that, once again, some more icons are different. They look crisper, a little cleaner. It's not as bulky and just printed on. Like, I very much like the color palette. It feels a little bit more like what they were going for with the art style. Like, and I'm a huge fan. So that's the third one. Let's see. Fourth one. This is the, I don't know what these are supposed to be at this point, but there's the Winston one. And then here we have for the 4. So, yay. And yeah, I mean, it's not as bulky and weird as looking for the shields or the points. And then they did the different colors for the, I mean, in the first edition, the builder was orange, and then now the builder is purple. But yeah, very much can clearly see how much it costs, what you're doing, and then the cowboy meeple isn't so weird looking like it is here to that one. So, and yeah, they still kept, it looks like the same kind of style to the art. Like, the buildings haven't radically changed. Like, they have a similar kind of tone, but just still, once again, a more realistic. You could see this building built somewhere in real life. This one, you probably could, but it would look a little odd. Oh yeah, this one's interesting. This one actually did change. They did change some of the tiles. So far, they've all been the same, but this one, for number 5, yeah, this one's 5A. Okay, it looks like they changed a few of them. That's interesting. So this one, for 5A, yeah, you could hire a worker at it's a discount, and move your train for each conductor you had. Versus now this new one, 5A, still same amount of points, still same amount of builders, but now you can sell level 3 for 7 coins and get to do a auxiliary action. That's wild. Okay. Because, yeah, I'm actually going to see if I can put these, side by side. So here we go for 6A. This is 6A in first edition, and this is 6A now in second edition. They've been swapped. That's interesting, because in this case, in first edition, you could sell level 3 for 10 coins, but now, for this one, you can sell level 3 for 7, and then your 5th, or your 6A, your one of your, higher buildings, you can hire one for cheaper and move per conductor. So essentially they've swapped them. I wonder why that is. Maybe because moving up the train track was a little bit harder to do, or easier to do in the first edition. I don't know. But that's pretty wild. So then we have 7A. This one's one of the 7 buildings. And then, once again, now we're back to the same. This is, you need 5 builders for. But of course now, yes, I was right. They no longer have teepees. They now have the outlaws. So if you have a pair, you can move your cube down 2 and gain 2. I gotta be honest, at this point, I never build buildings in this. It's always been something that I've never found to be worthwhile. But it's probably good. It's probably a good thing to do. Here is 8A. Yeah, so now same thing, and your train actually looks like a train. I'm hoping to see the meeples here. But yeah, remove a outlaw or do an auxiliary action and then move your train. Very much like the train icon, this always looked like crap. And once again, from that same diagonal angle as the rest. Then we have, 9A. So here's that. This is the 7 builder one. Same icons, same art, same building, which is nice. I didn't completely change it. And you can move your train 3 or move it back to be able to place it on a spot further away. Yay! All right, 3 more. Here we are with 10A. So there's 10, and then the 10A here. Same thing, move your ribbons up to max, and then move your cowboy 5 spaces. Also for 13 points. I do like the diagonal angle a lot better because you actually get to see the whole building, or most of the building anyway, while still keeping the artwork versus just the front of the sign. Oh, this one's radically different than the... Oh yeah, this one is 11. Yeah, 11A. So here's 11A, another actual game change. So one, it is... completely different house. That is a huge difference. It's almost like a mansion. But also, it's double action, so you can remove hazards, 2 hazards, and pay a little bit more. But also, the thing that's different, so this is basically a double action, but also it's worth less points. It's only 20 points instead of 25 points. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. But that's also the highest one. Like, you need 12 workers, and you can't ever have that, so you have to upgrade. But they made some changes there. I wonder if maybe the building route was too broken. And last, you have 12A, and then 12A here, which is, once again, completely different from each other. Completely different building. I don't even remember what this one does in the game, but this one, for each builder you have, you get a coin, and you can move your guy 1. So, but this is also lower on, or it's actually costs 1 more, but you get 1 extra point. So, overall, the art is completely better in the buildings, and yeah, I'm amazed that they made some actual differences because of that. Next, I'm just basically going down the board here, but I do want to show, or going down the box. So now I'm going to show you the art on the boards. So this is going to be exciting, I think. But let me put these up. Where the hell are they? Oh, they're down here. Because as far as the tokens go, I'm pretty sure I showed everything that's significant in the rest of them, or in the tokens. So we'll move that, and let's go ahead and zoom back out. So yeah, all right. Now let's take a look at the boards. Ooh, yeah, the player boards. Yeah, we'll do player boards first. So in the original, you had these. They were just cardstock. So this is what they look like. Cardstock here, like very thin with a back. This isn't too bad, but once again, gray for whatever reason. I guess they were afraid of color. And in the new edition, which is so much better. Yeah. Wow. I'm very glad I picked this up. It is cardboard, and it is dual layered. Like, you can see the inserts. Oh, there's actually no art on the back of these ones, but who cares because you never look at them. But yeah, like double insert for the tokens, for the black and the white tokens, and your workers here. Wonder if there's any actual changes in terms of like game mechanics. So yes, actually. So your worker can inherently move 4 spaces instead of the 3. Oh, well, that's because I am looking at, this is for 2 players. We need the one for 4. Okay, that was gonna be a little bit different. I was like, why is it like that? These are the expansion. Oh, I remember what 12A was for the buildings. It was for your for the expansion. That makes a little bit more sense now. All right, so in a 4-player game, so this inherently already is having it set for 4, and one of the tiles actually goes less. It's not the other way around. So this is for a 4-player game. You can move 4 spaces. Yeah, 2 and then 1, 3 and 3, It looks like all the actions are still the same for the auxiliary. Icons are a little cleaner, a little crisper here. But get rid of 1 to move your cube down, get rid of 1 to get 2. Yeah, it looks like at first glance all of this is the same, but boy, are they just dual layered, and that is way better. Just, oh man, that is nice. That is nice to have. Good on them. Get rid of that, get rid of the cardboard. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at the actual board, the game board. Move everything out. Just kind of yep, it's not organized. Who cares? So here is the game board for the first edition. It is still. I always like this. Well, that's not helping anyone. Let's zoom out again. Oh, mama. There we are. So, still, I always thought this was nice. It was it made sense. Like, you had the different spots for the buildings. Like this one looked more what you were expecting whenever you opened up the first edition, instead of what the cover looks like. Over here, the track for the different workers, whenever you go, hit Kansas City, and you move up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The train stations up at the top, the train track coming down here. Yeah, this one worked perfectly fine. Down here for the Cowboys stuff, to show you what your Cowboys you needed to get discounts or get more cows. Yeah, I thought this was perfectly fine. I liked the style of walking, but of course it had to change. Here's the area that they put the Native Americans, and where you put their teepee tokens, the different hazards. Yeah, this was fine. I thought wasn't too bad. But as with so far everything else, the second edition is probably just going to be superior, and I'm going to think this is fucking trash after that. But let's see, because I actually don't really remember. I did see this at Gen Con this year, but I didn't really look too much at it. Okay, so here we are. This is what the new board looks like, and it looks roughly the same, but this very much looks like their painting, their art style. They're going a very Midwest art style for everything here, and I gotta say, I think it is great. This is so clean. The other board, I actually think, had a bigger sense of realism than this one does, which is weird because the buildings and the people, all that in this art style, do look, more realistic than the first edition. But here, they went, big on the landscape. Here's the art for, the different fields. There's Kansas City up there, which actually looks really, really good. They put the Kansas City steps. They put the icons on billboards. That's cool. And then, same thing. Now, I will say the train track looks way better here. It actually looks like a train track, and you have the, I think the planks, like where the train would stop, where you would step on. That's nice. The numbers, actually, in the first edition, the numbers were a little easier to read. These, you can still see them, but they're smaller and they're red. The other ones were bigger and white. But other than that, for the different locations you can go to, like, I think they're all the same. Fulton. I'm curious. I'm curious if the locations are still. So you have, no, they are different. You have, in the first edition, you had, Kansas City, then Topeka, then Wichita, then Colorado Springs. This is the first edition. And then at 8, you had Santa Fe, then Albuquerque. and then El Paso, San Diego, Sacramento, then San Francisco. These are all different now. So you still have Kansas City, but I think that's the only one that's the same. Because then you go to Fulton, St. Louis, Bloomington, Peoria, Chicago, Toledo, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, then New York. Interesting. That is interesting. I wonder why they changed the names of the stops. But yeah, anyway, back to this. Yeah, so now you have the outlaw icons. You can see, kind of their camp, their tents. You have the water hazards here. Down here at the bottom, yeah, it has the cows. Of course, they had to do the different colors for the different, cowboys and things like that. But overall, this is a very, very pretty board. I really like this art quite a bit. And functionally, it looks to be the exact same. So I don't think there's a back. No. Oh, well, there is actually a back. And just kind of the art. It does look like it's like being framed. I like this. Yeah. So that is the board to the second edition. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's the improvement. Depends. That one is probably the more clearly defined one. I actually kind of like the realism of that one. I feel like if they just kind of enhanced everything else around the edges that they did and kept the art for the first one, it would have fit a little bit more with the tokens. But that's just me. Okay. Well, you also get this board. I don't know what this is. Maybe for the solo mode. So now let's take a look. Oh, you get drawstring, cloth bags for the different levels, the 1, 2s, and 3s. That's nice because I think you had to buy those as like an extra somewhere else, like on a store. But you get one for number 1, the number 2, and number 3. So that's pretty nice. I like that. Well, first of all, let me show you. You actually get an insert with this. That's fantastic because at this point I don't have the original insert for the first game because it was completely useless. So now we will take a look at the. Let's take a look at the cards. Well, not yet. Actually, let's take a look at the different. Well. Yeah, you get a bag of color tokens for your colors. Okay, that's whatever. But let's see what the different meeples look like here for your cowboy, and then also for your train. So you have that, and let's see if I can find the. Oh, here it is. Here's the train. And we'll do the same colors just to make it a little bit easier. There's that. So here's the first edition one. Now it's super. I'll just show you. So we got the train, and oh, that's right. They did it different here. So here, they're the exact same. Like, never mind. Totally thought the icons of the trains look different, but here is yeah, here's the first edition train token. And, prepare yourself. Here's the second edition. It's the exact same train icon. I thought they would have changed it. They didn't. Huh. But what they did do... Okay, now I'm like, oh no. Is change your cowboy. Now what makes this exciting... I was like, where the hell's the... is that this is what you had for your character. Like in the first edition, this is the first edition. You had your color, you had a colored cowboy meeple. Now what they did, which is pretty neat, I think, is you had your 4 different colored, I guess you have 4 different colored cowboys now. Here's the four different colors of various, whatever skin tones or whatever you want it to be. That is what I'm assuming was their aim, of representation. So how you know who you are is you take a colored cowboy hat and you put them on your cowboy. So now, ma'am, now this is you. This is how you denote yourself with whenever you move around the board is based off of the little cowboy hat. This is fantastic. This is super cute. Very much like that. Quite a bit. That's awesome. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all for what you're how you're gonna play. But I think that's neat. I think that's a unique way of denoting who you are if you're wanting to play this game. So, granted, I mean, obviously there was nothing wrong with the edition, like the first Meeple. It was just a color, but yeah, like I think the little hat is nice. So, all right. Now, last but not least, we can take a look at the different cards, and I'll have to. Not easy. So, this is trash now, and then we have the other set of cards. And I can already tell you the card art for these is probably going to be way better. I do not remember much caring for the art of the cards in the first edition. All right, what do we have here? Yes. Okay, so these are some of these starting cards. That's what these are, except for these 4s, which there's not many. Okay. And then these are the events. Yeah. And the higher valued ones. So there's more 4s, different types of 4s, 5s. Okay, so Shorthorn. Great. Perfect. I just had to kind of take a good old gander at that. Now, in the first edition, let me find the cards. I have that. And then I'll just pull out the starting ones for the character. So in the starting ones, you had 2, 2, 2, and then 1. Yeah, you had no level 3s. So you had those as your cows. Let's see. Yeah, let's zoom in again so we can take a look. So you had the Jersey right there. You had the Jersey, you had a Black Angus, then you had a Dutch Belt, and then you had a Guernsey. So those were the 4 you had, different color-coded: gray, black, green, and white. So now what you have in the you have, I'm just going to pull out, I've been using red this whole time, so let's just do that. Oh yeah, they really changed the names. I wonder why. Maybe these are just more accurate, I guess, to cows at the time, or they really just wanted to make it different. Okay, there we are. So in the new edition, you have. Now I'll put these side by side. So here's the Jersey. You have a Jersey. Now you have a Criollo. So there's a massive art difference. Oh my God, this is so good. This is, I mean, I'm not kidding. This is really hearkening to. They must have done some research or whatever, because I feel like I've seen this art growing up. Because I used to go to the Midwest, art gallery, the Midwest art. It was like a massive auction where a lot of artists would gather, and then they'd auction off their fucking paintings for tens of thousands of dollars. But I've seen sculpts, I've seen drawings of all this kind of stuff. If it's in the Midwest, there's I've seen a painting of it, but this is really cool. Really cool. Yeah, I mean, so definitely just a different layout for the just the style of the card. It looks to be the same, so I should be able to continue sleeving these, so that'll be nice if I can keep using these sleeves. But yeah, wow, yeah, full, art piece. It's like you're not wasting, space on this card for 2 names for whatever reason, because obviously you're never going to have your card like this, so what's the point of having your name like that? And then down the bottom middle is the badge of your, color of what you're starting out with. So yeah, changed from a jersey to a Criollo, and of course the art is just significantly better. So that's that. Then, as a level 2 for green, you have the Dutch belt. Shows, I guess that's that. But then you have the Santa Gertrudis. So this is obviously, and you get some scenic art. You get some scenic art here too, of the cow drinking from the water, which is nice. But here, yeah, I love the mountains in the back of it standing. Yeah, it's a big girl right there. So don't know. I don't even know if these are actual cows from here. These feel like that this is a cow, but this is like a Dutch belt. Why does this look weird? Why does it have a weird thing? But I don't know. I'm not gonna crap on them for just not for having a different cow name. So that's the Dutch belt, Santa Gertrudis. So there's those 3. Then for the black card, you had the Black Angus, just standard black cow standing in a field. But for black, they went with the Piney Woods. And well, maybe these are. Oh no, I don't know. Oh, interesting. All right, cool. And yeah, so this one, I mean, that's a bull, which is cool. It's a big, like that's a chunky boy. But yeah, the Black Angus. Once again, this is just so much better. And actually, I wonder. I mean, these cards aren't like amazing. I don't even know where I got them, or these sleeves aren't amazing. But hey, all right, yeah, it fits. So I should be able to, if you start with the same hand and same cards. If I don't have a card or a sleeve if it's not a 1-to-1 trade, then I'm just not going to use these sleeves. And then last, for the white, you had the Guernsey, very cute cow standing next to a picket fence. But then for this one, went with a Galloway. I thought this was a sheep at first. I've never seen a cow like that with very curly fur, but yeah, completely unique in terms of the art style and also the type of cow. But what's also cool that I'm noticing, and well, it was similar like in the other one. Like for example, the Black Angus, you could see that it was a black card. So whenever you're using for icons, similar here with the Piney Woods, you can see that it's a black card. Here though, yeah, this looks more gray than. I mean, it is white. This was your gray in the original with the jersey, but this is unmistakably the like the white cow card. So yeah, that's the Galloway. So those are the changes with the starting cards for the from first to second edition. Now we can take a look at the cows that you can hire or you can buy, which obviously you need to do throughout the game. And they do have 3s. They do have different ones for the different numbers. So there's the 3s. There's a 5. Yeah, because I think it was yellow, green, or yellow, red, and blue for 3s. And then for 4s, was it really just 1 4 and 1 5? Oh, maybe. I thought they had different ones. Yeah, I guess so. They only had one type for those, so they had different cows for the 3s, and then one for the 4s and one for the 5s. So let's see if they do the same. Do the same here. Oh, and I guess for 2s, well, I don't know. I don't know what these are. Those are different cows, though. Okay. Well, let me just double check. I'm just kind of looking through. So there's a 3 red. Oh, okay. There's a 3 yellow, and there's the 3 blue, and then there's all the 2s. All right. And then we have the 4s, but they also have a different type, but we'll go with the 4 there, I think. Yeah, then there's a 5. There's another 5. Oh, no, okay. They do have a different type of 5, but in terms of matching color for color, that's what I will go with. So, for the 3s, you had, here's your blue 3, the Ayrshire, and then now you get the Corient. And I really like the change here because it's actually showing some of the cows that are active, like instead of just constantly standing there like everything else. Yeah, well, I guess some of them showed them eating, but there's the blue. Here is your new blue, so the Corient. It's a massive bull. Love the art change. Then you have another 3. Here's your red 3, which was the brown Swiss, and then now you have, oh, this one's really cool. You have the Longhorn, and this one is really showing like a bull with these massive horns. And I actually kind of like the fact that they changed the art. It shows, it almost seems like because you don't have the starting ones that are more domesticated, these are ones that are kind of, you have to go out and get and tame, I guess, to take them to Kansas City. But yeah, so there's the art for that one. Then you have the yellow. Now this one is actually one of the biggest changes. So this one was the Holstein, and actually one of the original starting cards is now here as the Black Angus. So I guess those were cows because they carried over here. But yeah, they just went with a massive name change. But here we go. This one was yellow, and you can tell that's yellow. This is obviously still yellow, but it's a lighter one. And between the two, I actually much prefer that yellow. But if you're looking kind of at the previous cards, which were, where are they? Like that's yellow, and then compare that to your white, and at a distance, they kind of look the same. So I think they probably should have made this a little bit darker of a yellow, which is huge coming from me because I absolutely despise the color. All right. Next, when looking at your 4s, there were the brown 4s, which were the West Highland, and now we have the Simmental, and they didn't actually go with brown on this one; they went with orange, which I think is perfectly fine. And well, they also have Seminole for 2s, but they must have put something else in here because that's an adult Seminole. Then you have a smaller one, which looks to be the like the baby. So I don't know how those come into play. But yeah, they also have they might age? I don't know. That's that one's a level 5 Seminole or Simmental. That's a big one. That's a big girl. And yeah. So that was a change there, I guess, in terms of color. Because I was just going off the numbers. So you had that for your 4s. And then last, the 5s are purple, and this one in the first edition was a Texas Longhorn, and now you have a Hereford. So same color, which is good, but yeah, went with the Hereford instead. So isn't that nice? But overall, love the card change in this. It's so crisp. It's so clean in every aspect. The only thing that probably they could have done a little bit better was change have a darker yellow instead. But that's really just a nitpick at that point. And then last, but I guess not least, we can take a look at the goal cards. So, because I have those in front of me. I don't know what these are. If I'm guessing, these cards here are for the solo player. If I had to guess, just the way these are laid out, probably for solo play. And then, let's see, because they had different ones for starting in the original, but I don't know if that's the case or if you just shuffled these and dealt them out. But I'm not even gonna. I guess I can quickly see. Yeah, if they had one, and they do. So here's one of the objectives, because they had objective cards in this game. So yeah, you got to use it for its ability, and so they're very tiny. Actually, up at the top left. Now I'm looking at it, but yeah, they actually. I like the signature down here. I don't know why that was there, but it was a signature. Are they? Yeah, they're the same. For the point value, and then the point value you didn't get, but then here's the exact same card next to it. So the top left icon is very much bigger. They got rid of the signature, and I don't know why, to just do GWT, but I kind of like that icon. And changed it from that French horn looking instrument to a, well, I think they were still bugles, but yeah, to a more standard bugle icon. Updated the graphics, but yeah, still very much obvious what you were getting here. This one seems a little bit more, yeah, just bigger and more noticeable. But that was really it. Like, I really don't like this color around the edge. It looks like PP yellow. I kind of like the parchment color of the original. But still, it's clean, and they changed the icons. But other than that, overall, very much impressed with how the second edition came out. It looks like they made some quality of life improvements, some representation changes, just an overall better haul in terms of just, you know, you even get an insert that organizes everything. I'm curious to see how it plays, so what I'll probably do is at some point upload see what the solo variant is about, and then I'll be able to notice the changes and talk about that in the discussion. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this comparison video between the two. If you liked it, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.